Yeah. Well, and that's why they tell neuro linguistic programming, they say, when you're talking to yourself, if you say something, oh, I'm stupid, your brain, your subconscious mind will produce all these things to
100%.
support that you are stupid. Oh, look at your family, look at the
Yeah.
people you hang out with, right? And all these things. So
Yes.
your brain doesn't know when you're joking.
Exactly. And we think 70,000 thoughts per day, and 90 to 95% of those thoughts, same thoughts every day. And a
Hmm.
majority of them is a negative thought about yourself, by the way. So think about it.
Wow.
We get to a point where we're doing it on autopilot without us telling our brain to do it. You brought up the subconscious. That's exactly what it is. It's doing it without you telling it to it. Just like you're not saying I need to put my left foot forward, my right foot forward when you're going down the stairs.
Right.
Your brain does, I'm stupid, I'm not good enough on autopilot.
Yeah.
And that's when it becomes your reality. Yes.
And why is that though? I mean, somebody, when I was in elementary school said something to me, and at some point I must have bought into that and agreed with that because that stuck
Correct.
with me, right?
Correct.
How do you
Yes.
overcome that?
The first thing I'll share about that is the thing to understand about our brains is when you're born, you have 100 billion brain cells that you're born with, but only 20 billion connections between those brain cells, synaptic connections. So this is why as babies, when you're born, you don't know how to do much, right? We can't speak, we can't, right, walk. But by the time you're about 7 years old, you still have the same 100 billion brain cells, but guess what? Now there's a quadrillion connections between those brain cells. That's 15
Mm,
zeros. So your brain gets rapidly developed as a kid. So here's the thing to think about though, is your brain is rapidly recording information in that brain, such as factual information. This is the color red, this is the color green. But what most people don't realize is you also record meanings you give to experiences. For example, if you get bit by a dog at 4 years old, now you might form a belief, you interpret it as a kid, that all dogs are dangerous, so you never want to play with dogs ever again, even though it might be the friendliest dog in the world. So that's why that happens. Our perspectives about life get recorded early on in our life. If you watch your parents go through a hard relationship, you might form an opinion or perspective that good relationships are hard to create. And you literally create that reality for yourself throughout your life because your brain is actually only trying to focus on information based on your perspective. That's what a bias is, right?
right.
You have something called your reticular activating system. The easy, simple way I like to explain what that is like if you've ever had an experience where maybe you wanted a car and the next day you're driving on the road, you see that exact car everywhere on the road.
Mhm.
It's not because there's more cars out there. It's based on the intention you're carrying that your brain focuses on that information. So now that can work for you or it can work against you. Because if you're operating from I'm not good enough, I'm not smart, I'm stupid,
Mhm.
guess what your brain's doing? It's going, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. I will only focus on information to realign that aligns with this perspective
Correct.
that you're carrying and literally filter out the rest.